Edie.
Thank you, Steph. Bangladesh,
Yes.
does the Secretary General have any comment on the latest violence and also on the sentencing of Bangladeshis in the United Arab Emirates for protesting in support of the young people in Bangladesh?
Sure, a couple of things. The Secretary General remains very deeply concerned about the violence that we've seen in Bangladesh, which more than 100 people have been killed and thousands more injured. We've seen also that yesterday the Supreme Court of Bangladesh decision on the quotas for the civil service jobs, which was at the part of the issues regarding the protests. He also saw the decision by the Bangladeshi student groups to suspend protests for 48 hours. He very much hopes that both these decisions will help create a conducive environment for dialogue. He urges all sides to avoid violence and negotiate in good faith with a view towards resolving all existing disagreements. Also want to add that we urge the authorities to ensure the protection and safety of all protesters and to create an environment where the rights to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly can be freely exercised, and he calls for all acts of violence to be investigated promptly, transparently, and impartially, and for those responsible held to account. The one thing I do want to add, because we've seen our colleagues on the ground in Bangladesh have seen reports of disturbing reports of UN-marked vehicles that may have been used during the developments we've seen in Bangladesh over the last few days. It's important for us to stress that UN troop and police contributing countries are to use UN insignia and equipment marked with this insignia only when they are performing mandated tasks as part of a UN peacekeeping or UN political mission, and within the context of the deployment of any UN mission. Our serious concern in this regard has been conveyed to the relevant authorities in Bangladesh by our colleagues.
And the sentencing?
Oh yes, I think we've seen the disturbing reports of very harsh sentences being meted out. As we do everywhere else, we feel that it is very important for people to have the right to express themselves freely and peacefully without fear of arrest or worse. Mushfiq.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you. My colleague Eddie already asked the question that you answered. My simple question is, are you relying on the current regime to resolve the issues, those who are not hesitating to killing innocent peoples, and death toll crossed hundreds, nobody knows, internet shutdown, and the situation is the massive crackdown and using, as you said, APC vehicle. So an international community, international rights organization, including Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus, urged the UN and the international community to act promptly to rescue the Bangladeshi people and their rights.
There will be, I think we have been very forceful in expressing the Secretary General opinion. As always, there will need to be accountability. We very much hope that whether it's the government or the side of the students, use this, the time given, the space, in a sense, created by the Supreme Court decision, by the decision of the students not to demonstrate for 48 hours, to engage in a dialogue and to create an environment that is conducive to such a dialogue. But we will continue to monitor the situation very closely.